just last week, so you know how this goes. I highlight some top stories that happened the last week or so. Now let's get to it. The war on mail. So this is an ongoing story, but last week, Postmaster General and human who smiles oddly like a hyena, Louis DeJoy, had a Senate hearing to basically explain the changes he's made to the Postal Service. Now, Postmaster General Louis DeJoy defended the U.S. Postal Service's ability to handle an influx of mail-in ballots this November and downplayed the impact of changes he's made since taking over the Postal Service in June. DeJoy distanced himself from some of the changes that the Postal Service has made, saying, for instance, he was not aware of planned closures to post offices and suspended them until after the election. But he acknowledged that operational changes he did put in place, such as limiting additional truck routes, had led to delays in the mail. So what's happening here? A lot of people don't trust him, especially Democrats, because he was appointed by Trump, and he's a big donor to Trump. That's basically why he was chosen. Democrats have accused the Postal Service of making cuts that will harm the election, which Donald Trump has repeatedly attacked. Even top union officials have raised concerns that the USPS will not be able to deliver mail-in ballots on time. Another big takeaway from this whole thing is that you really can't trust your boys. Trump has rallied on vote by mail for months, falsely claiming it leads to major fraud, as well as alleging that the post office cannot handle the volume of ballots likely to be sent through the mail this election. Now, DeJoy issued a strong support for using the mail to vote, saying he's done it and he supports all Americans having access to ballots they can send via USPS. Colleges are reopening, schools are reopening, and colleges reopened last week. And one viral video from my state of Georgia got really popular. The University of North Georgia in Dahlonega, Georgia, basically had a bunch of off-campus parties. Lots of videos went up, dozens of students just going around breaking the guidelines of social distancing. And the reason why this has gotten a lot of attention is because Georgia has become one of the nation's hot spots for coronavirus cases. There is no mask mandate in the state. Georgia Governor Brian Kemp has said he encourages face masks be worn in public, but he fought efforts by local officials who sought to require masks. I don't know why this is a surprise to anyone, because if any group of people are adept in spreading diseases and viruses to each other, it's college kids. DNC 2020, the Democratic National Convention. And there are a few takeaways from this. It was actually a really great convention. I think everyone did really well that spoke. It was different. It was all via Zoom, so it's a very different national convention, but it was really exciting. And honestly, it was great to see the former President Obama speak, former First Lady Michelle Obama speak. Both of them had great speeches, and I'll have to give it to Biden, who delivered probably the performance he really needed. Previously to this, he'd been getting a lot of attacks about him being senile and not being a really good orator.
I'm Jill Biden's husband, and I work for Cedric Richmond. I'm a Democratic candidate for the United States Senate. Look me over. Choose truth over facts. You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier. You said you were, but you're...
Joe Biden delivered the speech he really needed to get people on board for his campaign this election. And I think Kamala Harris also had a breaking the barrier speech. Democrats have always held sharply divergent views on policy and political questions facing the party, so it seems that they're coming together, holding hands going into this election. QAnon phenomenon. This is definitely one of my favorite things going on right now, and I don't feel like we're talking about it enough. It's happening. In my state of Georgia, Marjorie Taylor Greene won the primary and is heading to Congress likely. And it's crazy. Yes, this Georgia Republican who is known for saying things like Muslims do not belong in the government. Yeah, she won her primary runoff and is all but certain to win a seat in the House of Representatives in November, which is crazy because Marjorie Taylor Greene is a QAnon supporter. Trump actually congratulated the future Republican star Marjorie Taylor Greene on a big congressional primary win in Georgia against a very tough and smart opponent. Marjorie is strong on everything and never gives up. A real winner. Casey, let's just talk about QAnon. For anybody who doesn't know what QAnon is and what that whole phenomenon is about, basically they believe that all of our political leaders and celebrities in Hollywood and singers and everyone you ever knew is involved in a massive satanic giant sex cult where they masturbate and have sex and sacrifice children to the devil, and Trump is the only one who knows about it and is trying to bring it down, and that's why he became the president, so he can save America from the sex demons. Yes, the sex demons. Also, there's a bunch of stuff about
JFK, red shoes being made from human blood, and the Pope, 4chan, someone secretly leaking information, mass arrests are on their way, and they call themselves one and on because one of them got elected to the government, and this is...
So Marjorie Taylor Greene, She's going to Congress. It's going to be really interesting when she gets this job with all these people that she believes are in a satanic sex cult.